welcome to You Can Learn Guitar. So, the pedal board demo I had, or the designing your own pedal board, I had a couple pedals on there from a company called XAct Tone Solution. And I'll tell you what, these are some of my favorite new overdrive pedals I've ever heard. I mean, they're amazing. I was looking for like a nice, open, stringy kind of sounding distortion. I only planned on getting one, and I got two. And, because I got a disease like that. But they both are so awesome in their own right that I highly recommend not only each of them in their own right, but they sound fantastic together. So I would, I'll zoom in, I'll show you what they're like individually, and then at the very end, I'll throw them together. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip back and forth between different types of tubes, EL84 and 6V6, because as you might know, some pedals don't work well with different amps. Another reason I really like these pedals is they're fantastic with any kind of an amp tube format, and the guys themselves that work at the company are amazing, super knowledgeable, super, they took their time, they talked with me, they answered all my questions, and that alone is just awesome. So I would support them on that alone and buy a pedal just because of their attitude. But to top it off, they are amazing pedals, so let's zoom in and check them out. All right, so right off the bat, when I went to go find these pedals, I had a hard time finding a dealer in my area, or any dealer for that matter, that wasn't halfway across the world that had these things in stock. So I called the actual company itself, and I talked to one of the owners, Greg, and I'll tell you what, a lot of times when you call amp companies or pedal companies or repair stuff for that matter, you're not going to find the most endearing, warm-hearted person on the other end of the line. Sometimes they're just like, dude, what do you want? I'm busy. I can't deal with you. Not the case with this company. They talked to me forever. They answered every question. They were just super personable, super friendly, so much to the fact that I was like, you know what? I've never heard one of these pedals, but I'm going to buy one anyways just because I want to support people like this in the industry. Great attitude, whatever. Now, as an added bonus, the pedals blew me away. I'd heard some other sound clips online, and I was like, I'm sold, and I'm just going to get one and hope when it gets to me it sounded great. So what I'm doing is I'm going through a Bill Nash Strat. I've got a DiMarzio Tone Zone humbucker and two Lawler single coil pickups into a divided by 13 JRT 915 on the EL84 side, going into a divided by 13 Rock Block 112 closed back cabinet. So it's at a whisper volume. This is like, apartment level, midnight playing with the windows open, not going to bug anybody volume. Right, it's the bass line. I'm going to go with the Imperial Overdrive first. So I was looking for a very open, clear, natural overdrive pedal, and I'd been, searching a bunch of session players' pedal boards, and I came across a pedal that I saw a lot of people use, but reading the reviews of the pedal, and even talking to some of the pros themselves, they're like, this pedal's great, but it's really finicky and blah, 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 blah. So I started researching, and I'm like, well, is there a company that's designed a pedal like this, but kind of fixed what everybody's complained about and made them really rock solid, really reliable, durable, roadworthy, whatever. And I came upon a bunch of people talking about this pedal, and everybody was like, dude, this thing is sick. It is that pedal and way more, better EQ, just an awesome pedal. So this is the Imperial Overdrive, and I can't even tell you how much I love this pedal. Now, I also saw this on, there's an awesome site on YouTube. A guy goes by the name of Rack Doctor, and he sets up a lot of the pros in LA's pedal boards, or just all over the world. So you can see these pedals a lot in his demos as well. They use them all the time, right? So anyways, very simple controls. I'm going to start off, with everything 50%. This pedal in particular, the EQ sounds good no matter where you set it. So the color knob, wherever it is, it's going to sound good. I mean, and what's great is, playing at an EL84 amp, they can be more finicky than other amps as far as taking pedals in the front end, right? So, not the case with this one. It's amazing. So, here's what we got. I'll crank the gain down. So, we have a nice open, clear, stringy sound. Perfect for country, right? Now, when you turn the pedal's volume up, it's a little bit more richness in the mid-range, a little bit more bass, right? It just sounds great. Now, you can also do the front pickup. Great sound. Now, when we get, I'll just show you how musical this mid knob is here. So this is all the way cranked, basically off, still usable. Right, start getting up a little bit more. Right, starting to open up. Right? Perfect if you have a little bit darker of a guitar, want to kind of retain that same cool mid-range quality, but just brighten it up enough to where, you know, if you have a real dark Les Paul or something, it still has a really great sound, and it'll just bring out the muddiness of the guitar maybe a little bit, right? Or not bring out, but help compensate, rather, what I should say, the muddiness. Now, I'm going to run it more like this, and I actually use this for more of an overdrive pedal. Right, so awesome overdrive. Alright, so let's check out the Precision Multi-Drive. Alright, so again, both pedals are amazing. I'm using the same, amp, same configuration, everything. This pedal also, this Precision Multi-Drive, is very cool because it has a number of other switches to help, like what I was saying before, if you have a multiple amp setup but don't want to take your pedals off your board and have to exchange pedals every time you change amps, this one in particular is great because of all the different options that it has, right? You have the same basic controls as the Imperial. You have a volume, a color, and a gain, but you also have these little three-way switches right here. It's slim, fat, and fatter, and then you have edge, punch, and soft. So if we go back to the bass tone we got, I'll just start with everything at noon and the pedals in the switches in the middle, right? Right, so I'll crank up the volume a little bit because it's just my habit. I gotta see what it does. This is on the slim setting, so it's meant to sound a little thinner, right? Right, so here we go. We'll go to fat. Right, it's got a little bit more beef to it, and then we'll go to the fatter. Right, so now we can tweak around from here. Right, go back. Okay, now it's set to the punch setting over here. So what we'll do is we'll go up to edge. Now we'll go to punch. And then to soft. Okay, so same basic thing. Alright, so just for a quick little switch up, I'm going to go to the 6v6 setting of the amp. Let's see what we got now. Right? So you got a really awesome pedal that works with all different sort of tube formats. Right? We can back off the gain. One thing you can do is stack the pedals too. So anyways, that in a nutshell, I am super stoked. The pedals both work great together. They both sound incredible on their own. They're built like little miniature tanks, and they're just amazing, and the company is a great company as well. So I highly recommend you search out and at least give the pedals a shot. I know you will not be bummed because they're both amazing in their own right. They're both very clear. They both work great with any configuration of an amp. And they also sound great when you mess with your guitar's volume and controls. They're really, you can get a whole array of tones and leave the pedal on the whole time and really get a great, cool, clean, Hendrixy, Stevie Ray Vaughan-ish kind of a vibe, and then just roll up your volume and you're getting towards more rock and roll, Van Halen territory as well too. So I can't recommend these pedals highly enough. Check them out at your local dealer and have fun with them.